What's up guys? In today's video I'm going to teach you and I'm going to show you how to debug a Java program in Visual Studio Code. It's tremendously simple and you are going to see that it doesn't have anything. So the first thing that we can do is to debug this main program, like we are going to debug this. So in order to debug this, what we have to do is to first set a breakpoint, for example here, and now press F5. So now, as you are seeing, everything is loading and now you are already debugging. So let's explain what are those things and So for example, the thing of debugging is that you can go step by step and check how the things work in your program. So for example, now I want to see how this constructor works. So I want to see if B is going to be a sub after I call this function. So what I can do is to move one step over and is just pressing F10. So I press F10 and here now I move. So now I'm in this line, the program is stopped at this line, and I can check that the B variable is a sub and also it contains the attributes that we set. So for example, HP equal to 250, name equal to Lexus, seats, volume, etc. So you can see that this is working fine. Another thing you can do is to check more in detail the functions and the constructors in this case. So if instead of pressing F10, we press this one, which is like a step into F11, what you are going to do is to go inside the function that you are calling. In this case is the constructor. So you can see now we are in the class hypercar and we are in the constructor and we can check if the things work correctly. So for example, here we have this, and now this hasn't any values. So we are calling the super constructor, which is the one of car. And as you can see now, all these values are loaded, but not the top speed. So if I press F10 again, the top speed is loaded, and now we are going out of the function. So you can see that F10 to move one step forward and F11 to go inside a function or a constructor in this case. Another thing you can do is that, for example, let's say that now we move inside this function and we don't want to check anything. Like you will say, okay, I know everything here. So what I can do is to press this, which is step out, and I go outside of the function. So what the program did here is just executing all the instructions until you go out, so you can miss that part. So if you continue, you can press F10, F10, and here you would be finished. But you can do another thing. Usually, the programs are very big and you want to debug like something, you want to debug it faster. So let's say that instead of being in this line, you want to go automatically to this line. So what you do now is to put another breakpoint here and press continue, which is F5. So now you missed all that parts, but those parts were executed. But now what you can do is to go directly to where you want to go. So now, for example, if I want to check how the show function works or the supper, you can see here, and you can just go directly to the point that you want to go. Another thing is that, for example, let's say that I'm in this file, but I still want to debug this other file. So how can I do this? How can I do that? So for example, if I now press F5, nothing is going to work because, well, now it worked because it's in this file, but usually these kind of things may not work. So for example, if I am in this file, maybe it says, hey, this file doesn't have a main or something like that. What we can do is to create a launch.json file. So if we create a launch.json, we have here this file with all this information, and we just have to put here the class that contains the main function. So here, the class that contains that main is the class test. And now it truly doesn't matter wherever you are, that you press F5 and you are always going to execute this. So I think that was everything for debugging with Java. You can see that it's very simple and it's very easy. And if you liked it, give it a like, share, subscribe, and see you in the next one.
Estoy bajando todo, lo siento, te quedas en nada.